Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. And at the time of this recording, it is Valentine's Day. So if you celebrate Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day. And today we're going to get into a nice fourth chakra practice, the heart chakra. And I'm going to give you different affirmations about self-love. Okay, so there's different forms of love, but one thing we often neglect is self-love. So that's what today is going to be all about. That also means we'll get into some back bending, some side bending work. So you can bring in a bolster here if you have one. Blocks, if you have those, we're mainly going to use those more towards the beginning. We'll use a strap here in the beginning as well. And if you don't have a bolster or blocks to use for some different things, you can certainly use a couple folded blankets, and I will show you how to simulate a block or a bolster for some of the things that we're going to do. So be mindful of your practice. Do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't. It's always appropriate to take a break. So just go ahead and set your strap in front of you. I'm just going to set mine right across the lap here. Good. And then I'm just going to take my hands open here. I'm going to touch the pointers and the thumbs together. I'm sitting nice and tall, ears, shoulders, and hips, taking a slight tuck in the chin. And then I'm going to bring into some breath. Good. Just relaxing, rooting down into my space. And let's go into a box breath here. So we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4 and hold again for 4. If your body is not ready for a 4 count, do what you can, take breaks as needed, and join back in. So from here, I'm still sitting nice and tall. Good. I'm going to take a big exhale to prepare. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Return your normal breath. I've got my hands at the heart. Setting that intention for self-love. And then from here, big inhale and reach. Exhale, come down. Grab that strap. Let's take it up. I'm threading it between the pointer and the thumb. Inhale, exhale. Just get a nice little side bend towards the left. Sits bones are grounded. You probably won't touch the floor here. I've got my strap folded in half. I'm just getting a nice little stretchy and moving through center. Taking that to the other side. And when you're ready, coming back up. Inhale, exhale, rotate to the left, bringing that down, rolling shoulders back, maybe looking up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, move through center, taking that down, rolling shoulders back, maybe looking up. And lift and come back. Good. From here, I'm just going to kind of undo. So we're going to be moving forward and back. So your clip or your D-rings, excuse me, whatever kind of clasp you may have on your belt, your strap, what have you, kind of have a hand right at the end of that. So when we move forward and back, this is not going to swing around and hit you in the face. Okay. So we're just going to take it up. We'll take it back a little bit and take it forward. And let me just show you, because we don't want the chest popping forward and back. So what I mean by that is when we take this back, we don't want to pop the chest forward and we don't want to round in order to get this. So I'm just going to take it up and forward. And again, arms stay long here. So as you take your arms back, if you are bending at the elbow, take a wider grip. Good. Now I can come all the way back, but I'm noticing as I come all the way back, I feel a sweet spot, a maximum stretch in there as I move. And on this next time, that's the spot I want you to come to, your maximum stretch, which might not look like my maximum stretch. And coming back forward. Good. From here, we're going to put this to the side. Good. And we're going to come right forward into a child's pose, and we're going to do a little bit of an opening here. Now, I'm going to do this one with blocks. So I'm going to have my blocks here. Good. And I'm kind of at an angle. I want to have my blocks far enough in front of me to where my whole hand is on it. And this is just going to kind of open up the shoulders a little bit. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. If you don't have blocks, you can simulate this with your folded blankets. So you can fold your blanket this way, okay, and have one here and have another one over there, and then you'll still get a little stretch here, okay? So you find where it is that you need to be. And, you know, the blocks ultimately are also optional. So if you just want to come into a more traditional extended child's pose here, you can. If your shoulders are so wound up that taking them forward, whether you're on blocks, blankets, or, you know, the ground is just not comfortable for you right now, skip that part and just let your hands come by the ankles. Let them relax down. You'll be a little bit more comfortable there. So finding yours, we're going to be here for a couple minutes. Good. And remember, you don't have to take the hips all the way back right off to the start. You can gradually take yourself there. Good. Bring this up here. Good. And breathe. Your first affirmation to say to yourself is, I am loved. I am loved. Now, whether you believe that or not, don't think about that. Just repeat that to yourself over and over. I am loved. L-O-V-E-D. I am loved. Can you still zip up from the pubic bone behind the navel? And if you're not sure what that means, belly button into the spine. Breathe and expand into that rib cage. And you can let your body sink deeper as it's ready with your exhale. Big breaths. I am loved. I am loved. Back off if you experience any pain, numbness, tingling, or burning, or can't breathe well. Good. And then from here, I'm going to carefully come up from there. Different people are going to come up from there based on what you did. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to take a few little cat-cows just because that feels good. I like to really round that spine here, really pressing that floor away. All right. From here, we're going to go into our first side opening. So we're going to get into the side of the body here. Just move this to the side. I'll move my blocks out of the way too. Now, today, I'm going to use my bolster to do this one as I side lie over the bolster. If you have a bolster and you are someone, usually taller people with a longer torso, you might be more comfortable or get a little bit more in there if you take another blanket, a folded blanket on top here. Okay, so you can roll side lie over. Some people, depending, might need a second blanket on here. Just know that that's an option. If you do not have a bolster today, you have options, and different bodies need different things. So you can have one folded blanket. You can have two folded blankets or even three kind of stacked on top. Another option is to fold a folded blanket like this way. Okay. And so now you've got a nice little simulation to help you get there. Okay. So find what your body needs you to have. And if you're using the bolster, good, you're going to have your hips right up against that. So we're opening up this side area here. So that's where you want that support when you lean over. This bottom arm can be outstretched. Top arm can come up. Some people don't like that. So just kind of find where you need to be here. It's not so much about anything else as it is opening up the side body. And we're going to be here for 3 minutes. And I'm going to breathe, and I'll probably cough here because I hold a lot in my side. So if you're coughing too, that's okay. Just let your body get rid of what it's trying to get rid of. Belly button is still in for support. Good. I said, I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. There it goes. So just let your body, and it's okay to cough. Your body getting rid of something that's no longer serving it. Breathe and expand. Now I've got my bottom hand kind of clasping that top wrist, giving it a gentle tug. That's accessible to you. You're free to go there, but remember, it's not a requirement. So continue to say to yourself, I am loved. I am worthy of love. Keep breathing and expanding. Release any tension from the face. Big, expansive breaths. I am loved. I am worthy of love. If you all have hurts, maybe say, I am worthy of healing my heart. I am worthy of healing my heart. So from here, we'll just gently come up in the way that's best for you based on where you went. So for me, it's easier if I take my hand on my bolster and press myself up. Good. Now, before we take this to the other side, we're going to come into a supported back bend here. And we're going to do this one with a blanket. So I'm just going to move my bolster out of the way. Good. And I'm going to take my blanket, and you've got a couple options here as well. So, and a few options for placement. So this is a little bit of freestyle play. So you can take this folded blanket, almost like you would if you were doing a supported fish pose, and you can come back here. So you want your shoulders to be off the blanket, and you're just kind of opening, just a little gentle back bend. Knees can be bent or legs can be long. That's, a personal preference based on how you feel. The one that I am going to demo and do for practice today is I'm going to fold a blanket just like this, and I'm going to place it under my tailbone. Now, for some people, that might be too much, and maybe this height of a blanket needs to be under your tailbone. So just kind of be where you need to be. Your body is your best teacher. I'm just a guide. So different bodies need different things, and we might have different needs from day to day. Now I'm pressing into my feet as I lift my hips up, and I want this blanket to be right under the tailbone. So I don't want it to be in here in the lumbar. I want it to be right under the sacrum and the tailbone. Good. The blanket kind of moved on me. There we go. Now you can stay here with bent knees, or you can lengthen the legs, getting a little bit more of the stretch through the front body. Okay. And so we're going to be here for 3 minutes. That's right. Okay. And we're zipped up through the front body, no matter what type of back bend you chose. I'm expanding that breath. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of healing my heart. I radiate love. I radiate love. And notice if you're holding on anywhere. So can you relax through the chest? Can you relax through the hips, the face? Again, I've got my legs long here. Now, if you started that way and that's no longer comfortable, put a bend in your knees. It'll take out some pressure that way when you do that. It's okay to do. Stay with the breath. I radiate love. I radiate love. And now from here, when you're ready, good. Based on the back bend that you chose, if you chose a more supported fish, the blanket more up by the shoulders, you can roll over to your side and come up to a seat there. Those of us that chose the blanket more towards the tailbone, bend the knees, lift up and release. Good. And then those of us that were on the blanket with the tailbone, you'll want to have a little bit of a windshield wiper here or knees into the chest because you got a little bit more stretchy with yours. All right. From here, rolling over onto your side, pressing yourself up, we're going to get that side bend now into the other side of the body. So finding a folded blanket or bringing in your bolster. I'm going to bring that in here. Good. I'm going to sit up close. And then I'm just going to roll over to the side here. Good. This is another little 3-minute pose. So take your arms wherever in your legs, however they need to be. Remember, we're breathing into the side body. We're opening up this side body. Breathe and expand. So gratefulness is part of the 4th chakra, that heart chakra. So maybe saying, I am grateful. I am grateful. Good. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am grateful. Maybe taking that even a step further of inquiry. What am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? Is it this practice? Giving yourself this time on your mat? Good. So I am loved. I am worthy of love. I radiate love. I am worthy of healing my heart. I am grateful. And fill in the blank here. I am grateful for. What are you grateful for? Soften anywhere that's tightening up. Soften as you expand that breath. I am grateful. Good. And then from here, good. And the way that's best for you, we're going to carefully come back up. Great job. So from here, I'm going to move my bolster out of the way. And we're going to come into high pigeon here. So we will get into the hips a little bit, but the high pigeon will also give us some extension in the spine. So some people might need to bring in a folded blanket for support here. Good. And there's different ways you can find that support. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have this on standby here for a moment. Good. I'm going to start by taking my right leg forward first. So I'm going to drag that right knee up. Good. My right shin is at a 45-degree angle, so it is not parallel to the short edge of my mat. Now, some people, this is as good as you can go. See how I've got a lot of space under here? So you will want to fill in that space, because if you're bouncing around here, the rest of this is going to be hard. So I filled in that space with a folded blanket. Now I can take both hands on the ground and take my chest forward, finding that extension while having support here. Some of us won't need that much support because that hip might be able to come all the way onto the ground. So you'll want to find yours. This is another 3-minuter. I don't think that's a word, but 3 minutes. Good. So I'm in my pigeon. My hands are grounded. I'm going to take my chest forward. My belly button is in. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm breathing and expanding. Good. So as we go into this deep hip opener, remember pain, numbness, tingling, burning, never normal sensations. So we want to back off if we feel those. It's okay if you have an emotional release here, which sometimes my face will want to tense up a little bit, like you've bit into something really, really sour. Sometimes tears release, even though I'm not really crying. It's just the body releasing what's no longer serving it. So those are all normal sensations, normal things to happen. So I am loved. I am grateful. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of healing my heart. I radiate love. What about I can give and receive joy and love? I can give and receive joy and love. Good. So we're still zipped up through that front body. We're relaxing the shoulders. So we don't want to be up here. That's collapsing through the shoulders. We want to be strong. Good. We're in that extension of the spine while we're opening up the hip on the right side. Expanding that rib cage. Can always come back to that counted breath. The inhales and the exhales for 4. You don't have to hold in between. So from here, when you're ready, good. And the way that's best for you, now the way that's best for me is to just lift. So I didn't have a prop or anything, so I can take that back. You'll want to remove the prop first. And then from here, I'm just going to take that into some circles. Okay, I'm just moving through circles. Now you can also do this on forearms if the wrists are not real happy. And then let's just take that in the other direction. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that right into the other side. So I'm just going to move over here. So I never know if I need a prop or not, so I always have them handy. So remember, this is extension as well as a hip opener. So now I'm going to take the left knee forward towards that left wrist. My left shin is at a 45-degree angle. This is where, you might fill in that space here if you need it. Otherwise, you can go all the way back. You want to be grounded. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to take my heart forward. My belly button is in. My shoulders are back. Belly button stays in so we don't crunch the low back here. Bring back the breath. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of healing my heart. I radiate love. I am grateful. I can receive and give joy and love. I radiate love. What about the love available to me is infinite? The love available to me is infinite. So the love available to you is infinite as well, but we're going to say that to ourselves. So the love available to me is infinite. Gentle reminder, any pain, numbness, tingling, burning. You want to back off until you don't feel those sensations. I like the 4-part breathing when I do heart chakra work because the heart, the physical heart, has 4 chambers. The love available to me is infinite. The love available to me is infinite. I can give and receive joy and love. So from here, good again, remove any props if you used one out of the way and carefully come out of there. We're back in all 4s. Again, you can be on the hands or the forearms, and we're just going to take those little circles again. Good. And then the other direction. Good. All right. From here, we're going to come into Camel. This is just going to be a 1-minute hold today. And I'm just going to give a couple options. Full Camel always being an option as well. Those of you that cannot do the full Camel, I'll give you kind of a working beginner's Camel here. Just because there's not a whole lot of time to go through all the different ones. So I'm going to do the full Camel. So I'm going to come up onto my knees. I'm going to pad those knees with an extra blanket. Now, those of you that want to do full Camel but can't quite reach the heels, either here or here, remember you can bring in your blocks and have them on the outside here. Okay. But from here, remember, hips forward, hips forward, hips forward. When in doubt, take the hips forward. So if you see me right here, It feels like my hips and knees are in alignment, but they're not. See how my hips are behind my knees? Okay, so I'm going to take my hips more forward. I'm going to zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Good. And so those of you that aren't going to go all the way back here, your hands are going to come onto the tops of the hips. You'll roll your shoulders back, take your elbows back, maybe look up if that's accessible. That's going to be your camel. Others, like me, are going to come into the fold. So zipping up, hips forward. Good. Come back and reach. Good. Hips are forward. Breathe and expand. Belly button is in, so we're not crunching the spine. I am loved. I am worthy of love. I radiate love. I can open my heart to new possibilities for myself. I can open my heart to new possibilities for myself. Nodding that chin first, looking forward. Carefully come out of there. Find a child's pose. Knees together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Good. And then from your child's pose, I'm just going to kind of move this blanket a little bit out of the way. Let's come down for a crocodile. So we're just going to be belly down here. I'm going to make a little pillow with my hands and just do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. And just notice the sensations in your body after that deeper back bend and some of the other work that we've done. From here, when ready, we are going to turn over onto our back. So we're going to come supine. Good. And knowing that after twisting and happy baby, we'll come to Savasana, I'm just going to go ahead and have my blanket behind me to pull in for a neck pillow when I'm ready to be there. Okay. So from here, we're going to go into a supine twist. Good. I'm going to start, let's scoot over a little bit here. I'm going to take my right leg long in front of me. I'm going to bring in my left knee. Now, it's okay to just give it a little tug. My right hand is going to come on the outside of that left thigh. And then I'm going to roll over to the right. Now, if this foot hanging down here doesn't feel good to you, put a blanket or something under there. It's okay to have your head and neck facing the ceiling. You can face the opposite direction. You can take your right hand and kind of rest it there for a little bit of a tug. Breathe and expand that heart. I am loved. I am worthy of love. The love available to me is infinite. I can forgive others and myself. I can forgive others and myself. Remembering, forgiving and forgetting are not the same thing when it comes to other people, but you can forgive and move on so you can heal your hearts. You cannot control others. You are not in charge of others' healing, just yours. I am worthy of healing my heart. And from here, head back to center. Gently, we'll take everything else back to center. Good. I'm just going to readjust my hips here and come to a little windshield wiper before we go on to that other side. Good. So for the other side, now left leg's going to come long. I'm going to bring my right knee into the chest and I'm just going to hold it here for a moment. And then my left hand's going to come on the outside of that right thigh. My right arm can be to the side. Good. And we'll take that over to the left again. Support yourself with any props that you need. I am loved. What about my vibration is attuned to the frequency of love. My vibration is attuned to the frequency of love. I radiate love. My vibration is attuned to receiving love. It's attuned to love. Breathe and expand. Belly button is still in here, protecting the low back. Always come out of something if it's not working for you anymore. The love available to me is infinite. The love available to me is infinite. I can open my heart to new possibilities for myself. I can open my heart to others. And then from here, carefully come back to center. Good. You can readjust hips if you need to and get a nice little windshield wiper. The last thing we're going to do here before Shavasana is a happy baby pose. And I'm going to give some options here. Some of you might do better with a half happy baby. Okay, so for half happy baby, this just happens to be my left leg. Hip, knee, and toe turn out. You can grab the toe. You can grab the shin. If you can't reach that far, bring your strap or belt back in here and let that assist you as you pull that down. Okay, so I'll give you about a halfway point between then if you're doing that one so you can switch sides. Others might do full happy baby. So you can take the yogi toe, yogi feet. My hips, knees, and toes are turning out away from the body. I'm lengthening from crown to tail. My feet are flat like I'm standing on that ceiling in front of me. Now, if that's too intense, you can also come to happy adult here, grabbing more at the shins or the ankles. Knees are bent. Okay, they're bent in the opposite direction. So from here, when you're ready, good. Find yours where you're going to go here. So I am loved. I am grateful. I radiate love. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of healing my heart. The love available to me is infinite. I can give and receive joy and love. I can forgive others and myself. I can open my heart to new possibilities for myself. My vibration is attuned to the frequency of love. I welcome love with open arms. We're halfway, so if you need to switch, then take a switch. I welcome love with open arms. And wherever you are, you still want to zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. I just caught myself. You're finding length from crown to tail. Return to that counted breath. I am love. Carefully release. Carefully release. Take your legs down. Find a windshield wiper. Then stretch the legs long in front of you. Arms long behind you. Get that nice full body stretch. We'll take the knees a little bit differently into the chest. So they're more parallel versus turned out. And then we'll come into our Shavasana. So I'm just going to roll over a little bit to the side because I didn't adequately prepare for that. Where I'm going to take my bolster right under my legs. I'm going to reach behind me, grabbing my blanket here for a nice neck support. Good. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Find yourself about 10% more comfortable. And then I'll leave you with this final affirmation. I am so grateful for all of the love already present in my life and all of the love I will receive in the future. I am so grateful for all of the love that is already present in my life and all of the love I will receive in the future. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness or inviting knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lifting up into a little hug. And choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way you may have used during your Savasana time. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex through feet, bend and stretch through the hands, twirling wrist and ankles in one direction and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment. Taking all the time that you need, and when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. Finding that nice tall seat again. Noticing how you feel. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, touching palms together. Exhale, hands on heart center. Reconnecting with that theme of self-love one more time. We'll take thumbs to the forehead for good and true thoughts. To our lips for good and kind words. To the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you always know, love, give love, and receive love. Namaste.